Hello there. Hurricane Lorenzo continues to threaten parts of the Azores late on Tuesday into Wednesday. You can see that storm there. Although it is weakening, it's still a significant storm. Elsewhere across Europe, there's a real north-south divide at the moment. The Mediterranean is expected to stay fine and settle for much of the early half of the week. Further north and west, it's wet and windy at times. We had warnings on Monday in Germany. The rain still very much a feature across Germany, Poland and France. For much of Turkey, across through the Balkans and mainland Greece, it's fine and settled. The same too for Italy. Those temperatures still peaking in the mid to high 20s in places. Beautiful day and prospect on Tuesday across much of Portugal and also into Spain. Well, some wet weather through the Pyrenees, across much of France, the Low Countries, northern Germany and into Poland, and for Scandinavia as well. It's cool and it's rather windy at times with some snow here too. Now that rain will continue to track its way steadily eastwards across the Alps into the Balkans, and it's still fairly significant. Behind it, somewhat cooler but drier conditions are expected to arrive. So this is the story then. As you can see, a cooler feel to things across London and Paris. The sunshine staying into Madrid and Rome. Across much of Eastern Europe, it starts off unsettled, but it's an improving picture into Germany with more rain to come for Moscow later on in the week. Hello there. A real temperature contrast developed at the weekend across North America with an early taste of winter, not autumn, as you can see, spilling out of Canada across the northwest of the US as well. Now, we've still got this very warm air moving up through the Gulf of Mexico across the southeast, and where the two meet, that's the dividing line, and that's the weather front, producing some rain across the northern plains and to the west of the Great Lakes. The snow that we have seen, well, in parts of Montana at the weekend, we had over 50 inches of snow. That's now eased away and temperatures not quite as cold as they have been. But nevertheless, there's a good deal of dry weather in the story, but those temperatures will continue to struggle at times. Some sunshine across parts of British Columbia, a little more fair weather cloud into Oregon and perhaps Northern California, but fine and settled that little bit further south. But those temperatures, as I say, are just below par for the time of year. We're looking at low 60s across Seattle and into San Francisco, just starting to peak into 22 degrees through the middle part of the week. Across the East Coast, we've got a little bit of cloud and some showers really, but staying to the west of New York, down into parts of Washington State. And also we will continue to see some showers, but Nashville and Atlanta, Georgia, well, they are going to continue to stay pretty hot with it. Temperatures into the 90s over the next couple of days. That heat continues. That's the 30s Celsius. Hello there. An update on Storm Nada coming up shortly. But first of all, let's start off in South America, where there is still a weather front that's moving its way through Argentina. And once it does so, it's introducing something a little bit cooler. So 22 degrees on Monday. We're not expecting that for the remainder of the week. Further north and west, yes, we've got our showers across parts of Venezuela, Colombia, and into the west of Brazil as well. A few scattered showers across the east coast, but largely fine and dry. Pleasant 26 degrees expected into Rio. So 22 into Buenos Aires, but there's that weather front, and behind it is the cooler air. Now you can see that into southern Chile, and yes, there will be some snow with elevation. So once that front goes through, temperatures perhaps into the mid-teens for the remainder of the week, but it will be a largely dry story. As for Nada, well, we're keeping a close eye on that. You can see it quite clearly tracking its way up through northwest Mexico and the Baja Peninsula. It's going to bring some significant rain, and it will bring some localized flooding, but generally through parts of Mexico, just a few scattered showers, nothing particularly extensive here. The same too for Central America. As for the Caribbean, quite a few showers around over the next few days, so quite unsettled, but the showers will ease off to some sunny spells, and still those temperatures into the low 30s. So as you can see, a largely dry story for Mexico City itself. Havana will keep some thundery showers going throughout the week. Hello there. A forecast for the Middle East coming up shortly. We'll start off with what's happening in Africa. Things are relatively quiet at the moment. We have had a weather front that's been moving its way through the south, and that has introduced something a little bit cooler after some heatwave conditions in the weekend into South Africa. But it is staying largely fine and dry. We've got our seasonal rains close to the equator. Some of those heavy close to the Gulf of Guinea, across Sierra Leone, not quite as widespread up into Senegal. And north of that, it's fine, settled and sunny at the moment, with those temperatures still peaking into the low 30s. 30s. Here's our city forecast for the week ahead. As you can see, a fair amount of dry, sunny weather into South Africa, but as I say, not as warm as it has been at the weekend. Now, further north of that, we're picking up the threat of a few sharp showers into Khartoum, but nevertheless still warm with it as temperatures into the mid-30s. As for the Middle East, it's a very quiet story. Light winds, hardly a cloud in the sky, lots of sunshine coming through. The risk maybe of a few showers down through that Red Sea coast, down through Yemen. But generally speaking, it's fine and pleasant with some high humidity at times and temperatures peaking into the low 40s by the middle of the afternoon. That's going to be the story through Tuesday. I suspect there's going to be little in the way of change for the rest of the week. Lots of sunshine, lots of blue sky, and temperatures again peaking into the 40s. Hello there. This time last week we had some very heavy rainfall across northern India, but there are signs that the monsoon rain easing over the next few days. The satellite picture picking up some rain-bearing cloud, particularly across Bangladesh. But as we go through the next few days, the rain certainly lighter across the far northwest. So still some rain into Gujarat and Rajasthan to start with, but then an easing, slight fewer showers across Uttar Pradesh, the heaviest of the rain really moving out of West Bengal into Bangladesh, and a few scattered showers further south. But as I say, not particularly extensive in comparison to of late. So further north and west of that, across much of Central Asia, we have got some snow showers, as you can see quite clearly, across parts of Kazakhstan, stretching further south into Tashkent, down into Kabul as well. But there will be a good slice of dry, sunny weather into Pakistan, heavier rain showers into Uttar Pradesh, northeastern states of India. Further south, not too bad across the Kerala coastline into Sri Lanka. There will be a few showers here, but as I say, the heaviest, most widespread rain looks likely to be across Bangladesh. So the story for the next few days shows those showers continuing across Sri Lanka. Good deal of dry, settled weather elsewhere. Mumbai with 32 degrees, the expected high. We will see a good deal of dry weather as well across much of Central Asia. New Delhi seeing temperatures peaking at 35. Hello there. We've seen a very busy typhoon season, and the 18th storm, Typhoon Mitag, looks likely to make landfall across East China as we go through this week. You can see it quite clearly on the satellite picture, just brushing to the north of Taiwan. You can just about make out the eye from that satellite as well. Now, it will bring some heavy rain across East China. It's going to weaken off considerably, though, and then it will continue to track in a northeasterly direction, brushing with the Korean Peninsula and also through the Sea of Japan. So it will influence the weather across Japan through the course of this week. South of that, things are very quiet indeed across much of China into Vietnam. A few scattered showers through Malaysia, but in Indonesia, the weather is very dry and settled at the moment. So yes, we've got a few showers into Osaka and maybe Bangkok through the second half of the weekend, but elsewhere, it's a largely quiet story. As for Australia, it's all about high pressure, still very much a feature. A little more cloud moving into Western Australia, but as the high drifts its way steadily east, we're going to drag in winds from the interior, and that's going to warm things up a little for Victoria and New South Wales. But it's getting colder across New Zealand and pretty unsettled as well. Those temperatures really struggling through the North Island and the South Island as we go through the middle part of the week. And in fact, the city forecasts show those temperatures really struggling in Wellington right throughout the remainder of this week.